Hello, Minecrafters and Redstoners. I'm Natanis Likens, and welcome back to my creative testing world. Where, in the last short video that we made, I tackled a interesting redstone contraption for Scarland. Yeah, I severely doubt we ever hear back from that. I just wanted to slap something together because I wasn't really impressed with the one entrance way that was presented by Impulse SV. I don't want to get into that too much because I have no connection to him at all, and I hope if he sees this that he's not mad about that. It was just something fun I just kind of thought up on the spur of the moment because I really wasn't impressed with what he came up with. But yeah, we're back here, and you may be wondering why we are back here. So a while ago, I started a little project based on Dockin 77's anvil launching mechanism. And there was this whole group that was starting up on the Reddit about making a mini game using that was pretty much like BattleShip, and where the players stand in the area and then you can launch anvils at the area and kill the players, and it'll just track your score and show you where you missed everything. And during that whole talk, I thought up the idea of making a redstone lamp display. Um, yeah, probably way too overcomplicated for that kind of mini game need. You could effectively do the same thing with you know, one player as like the GM or something, just turning on lights. Uh, would be way more effective than whoops, wrong button. Than this monstrosity. Um, yeah, so let's talk about this. So this is a little display thing that I learned how to make the actual display in this kind of fashion here, and then I just went and edited this so that it could be much bigger, and I do mean much bigger. I think how many sections have we got on this? One. It's been a while since I've even looked at this, so give me a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we got 9 rows, and I believe this is like 13 columns. See here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 columns. Um, yeah, I think the original thing that I copied this off of was I think it was like 7 by 13 or something, and we just kind of made it bigger. But yeah, I was working on this. I think we did do a couple of small videos on this where I was kind of explaining my thought process on how to make this and everything. And I eventually just abandoned the project because for two reasons. One, it's way too overcomplicated for what it does, and two, there's a couple of different flaws that I'm not really sure how to fix. Um, let's go to the first flaw, the one that I'm not really sure how to fix. That is how long this would actually take to light up. So you can see that we do have some color wool over there to show the color, what regions connect to what. And I did this based on, first off, the rows and then the columns. So the way the redstone works is the row will activate first and then the column will activate, and that is how we pinpoint exactly which one of these lights to turn on. I don't have it fully set up right now, and it does also appear that I've wired it backwards from what you would think it is. So technically, with these redstone with these wool blocks right here, um, it would line up with that over there. So it's kind of backwards of what this over here is, and that is a little bit of a problem. Yeah, so this corner here would actually be in the bottom there as of right now. So if I were able to just connect this straight up to over there, just straight connect it, it would be flipped. So this corner represents that corner there, and then that corner over there represents that corner up there. So that's how all that would mesh up. So that is kind of backwards. Didn't really do that on purpose. It just ended up that way. And the other problem with that is because of the way we are actually encoding the signal to let you know where a particular player is standing, you can only do one at a time, and you would have to wait for the light to come on. So right now, anything down here in this bottom corner would be very fast to show up as opposed to this corner over here. So anything in this section would probably show up about the same time. And then as we go over and up, it's going to take longer and longer and longer for the signal to get there. Now, I have been thinking, and I may change up something at some point. As of right now, I don't know what that would be. But as of right now, it would just take way too long for these signals to actually get to where they are supposed to. The other problem I've been having is resetting this, and that is effectively where I just stopped this project. Because we got a little bit of a space issue. And that space issue is, if you look down here at the bottom, this red section here, ignore the fact that this is sitting on red. I just needed some kind of block, and I had red at the time. So the spacing down here, as you can see, is we got the row here. So 1, 2, 3 there with our redstone repeaters on either side of this block. This is where the signal gets pushed through into this piston here, which pushes the redstone block across in order to send its signal to turn on the light. But you will notice that this is down one block from this piston. So these repeaters are going straight into the piston. However, if we come up one layer, yeah, do you see the issue? So this isn't set up the exact same. This is straight across here, and the pistons are right here, which creates a little bit of a problem with our reset circuit. So our reset circuit on this red layer is right on top of these pistons here. This is what resets those. And in fact, if I grab that and send it on through, okay, you can see that resets it. So that will reset it. The idea is that this will reset all of our nodes so that we don't have to worry about actually resetting the lights later on. It gets a little bit complicated, but if you could actually see my brain and see how all this is wired up, you would understand that this would be like the last portion of the redstone that gets hit in order to reset all those, in order to reset all the lights. It gets really messy. But the problem with that is once we come up here, we don't have the same spacing. And if I can show you this quick enough, so we're going to put it right here on number 1, so that should be on this block here, and on this one, and on this one. We don't have to worry about it up here. I don't have that finished out, as you can clearly see. But watch what happens with this orange one when I activate the first position. Did you see that? Let's do it again. Okay, so watch. See the red one? Red one stays. The orange one got pushed. Now let's go and look at the orange one this time. So the orange one is automatically getting pushed back down, meaning that our reset isn't going to work on any layer except for the red one. And I've been experimenting with trying to make it to where only these pistons get activated when needed, and only these pistons get activated when needed. So if I come down here and I do this, so that did work there. However, if I come in here and I do that, let's also put this back where it needs to go, activate that. See, it's still getting, this lower piston is still getting activated regardless, which is super annoying. See? But if, on the bottom one, it's not activating the top one. As you just saw, the bottom one did activate for the reset, and the top one did not activate for the reset. However, in order to get this block up, in order to send the signal, both of these are getting activated, which is resetting the orange one. I'm not really sure at this stage how to avoid that. Like, how do I keep that from happening without massively going through and redoing all of this? The best idea I've had so far on how to fix that issue is simply by, let's fly up here. You can see that we've got this split into two different sections. So we got this section here and then this section because we had a big spacing problem. The only thing I can think of to actually fix that is to come out here, way out here, and make a third section way over here, and then get everything in the exact same kind of spacing all the way across. That is actually why I abandoned this to begin with, is because I created kind of a massive headache with the mistakes I made. So yeah, I really want to come back to this project and start working on it again and figuring out just how we're going to solve this issue, because this does mean that I'm going to have to massively rework it, and it also means that the lag, the amount of time it takes for each individual module to activate is actually going to take a little bit longer than I would like. And that's just, it's not good. I'm not really sure how to keep it from doing that without doing massive changes to this whole system right here. The system does work. Uh, it will work fairly well, but it does have the issue of, because this is causing itself to reset, if the signal is not there in time, you won't get the lights lighting up. We actually, before I started recording, I wanted to like test this again and make sure I knew exactly what I was talking about. So I lit up number 1 and number 4. Well, on the red and blue lines, 1 and 4 lit up fine, but on orange, only spot 4 lit up. Spot 1, as you saw, because the reset is happening so quick that it's pushing the block back down, the signal was not going through in time. And unfortunately, because of the way I've got this set up, these pistons need to be activated before the line that activates this row of repeaters. So being that we only have a split second for that block to be up there, we don't really have enough time to be able to send that other signal through there. So I definitely got to space this out a little bit more and figure out exactly how I'm going to space it out a little bit more, because I'm not really sure where I can move anything around. Again, the best option that I've thought of is to pull this out even further and make this have 3 tiers. So 1 tier being here, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 until we're completely done. Uh, I'm not sure if that's going to be a good idea, though. That may cause the whole system to take even longer to send its signals where it needs to. I also just realized that this is all janky right here. That should have been a whole other block down. Yeah, I need to redo that anyway. So let me think about this, figure it out, and then I'll come back to you guys with updates on getting this to actually work and see if we can get this monstrosity to do what it was intended for, even if that intent is completely and utterly pointless. So yeah, give me a few minutes and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm bringing you back in because we've had to rework some of the redstone a little bit. You can see that I did go ahead and do the whole 3-section thing. So we got 1 section here, 2 sections, and a 3rd section here. It is really the only way I was going to be able to fit all this redstone in where it needs to be and have our reset, which I just realized I completely forgot this set. So we just need to go through here and add this real quick. Potentially, we don't even need the redstone. We could probably do that a different way, but that's what we got for now. We do need to do this real quick before I move on to anything else. Okay, so all that is set up. I don't have the blue set up, so I won't be able to demonstrate that. So what I mean is, so we got all of this connected up to yellow. So red section's done, blue section's done, orange is done, yellow's done. We have not done the light blue yet. As you can see, the light blue is right here, and we don't have the redstone on the back here that actually powers that whole section on. But we can go down here and demonstrate this a little bit. So the way this system is going to work is, first off, in one of these columns, if a player is standing here, or if you drop something into it, it's going to send 2 signals. One is going to be in the column, the other is going to be in whichever row that it's in. The row, we do need a little bit of delay on the row. That needs to happen last, but the columns will happen first. And the columns are going to activate every single row's spot. So 1 through, what did we count to? 22 earlier? So 1 through 22, it's going to activate those. So we can come over here to this one. I don't even know which one that is. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's spot 9. If we go through and we look, all of the spot 9 wool blocks will be in the upward position. You can see it right there. And down here on the blue, and if we come over to orange, it'll also be up over here. Okay, that's good. That works fine. That's exactly what we need. Now, the second problem is we also need to only activate the particular row that it is in. Right now, uh, if we send redstone through any of these rows, it's going to activate for spot 9 on all of them. So if we want just one particular one, let's say orange, we activate that. That'll send the signal through. And yes, you can see right there that the redstone block has been moved to its location, powering on spot 9 for the orange row. Wow, I don't know why that's difficult for me to say right now. So yeah, you can see right there that particular lamp is on. And again, this is backwards, so this would be 1 here all the way to 9. So it does have a little bit of backwards compatibility with this. When we finally hook it up, I may hook it up the correct way so that it's not backwards. We'll we'll worry about that later. I've got my building pants on. Anyway, so that's that spot. Now, the reason we need the reset here is because if I go to any other row, it is also going to activate spot 9 for that row as well. So I really need to reset all of these wool blocks and just wait for that. So you saw that there, and this one over here will also be reset. So good. So that spot 9 is on row orange. We're just going to go with row orange for now. Is active, and then we can go on and activate another one. So let's go, let's see, that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Well, let's just say 14. And we are going to activate it for blue. We need to just wait a little bit. Make sure all of these are active. Okay, so those are. And we're going to activate it for blue. And we just come over here and wait for this, and this should activate it. Unless I did something wrong. Apparently I didn't route that correctly. Oh wow, I didn't even finish this one. Oh, brilliant. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because I think that's what I did on the one above. And we just need to go ahead and add another one there. Okay, cool. So that piston is now pushed out, and because the redstone is currently being powered, we can come back here and turn that off. Come back over here. Oh, right, because... yeah. This is the kind of problem you have when you're doing massive redstone and then you're trying to display it and show it working. You forget little things, so we actually need to knock that out real quick because we had it on. It didn't deposit its redstone block and then leave it there because the piston was already being fully powered. We didn't get that one tick delay, which meant that the sticky piston pushed it and then pulled back without moving the block back. So now that we've got that fixed, you can see that this pushed the block out and now it is powering that spot. If we go up to our display, you will see that 14 on blue is now active. Okay, cool. And we can do any number of those for each row, bearing in mind that we have to come in and reset the redstone every single time. Now, the other problem with that is how do we reset the particular lamp that is being on that is being turned on? Well, that is where we are going to have to get a little bit tricky later on down the line. For now, what we can do is just go ahead and remove these. That is going to send a signal, and every single one of these is going to be powering those. Okay. And this is something I've still got to figure out later because this is going to cause a little bit of a headache now that I think about it. Yeah, it is going to cause a little bit of a headache. Yeah, that's definitely something I've still got to think about. How do we reset the single one? Because if I come over here and I do this, Hmm. Yeah, so now we got that one out and this one out. Okay, that's still something I've got to figure out how to fix. Because I need to be able to activate those individually and recall them. And funny enough, did it not? Yeah, it's like it did, because we are backwards of those. So now it's just swapping back and forth. Okay. Right. Um, hmm. I'll get back to you guys on that one. I gotta figure out how to reset the individual ones at a later point. Hmm. Sorry, I'm trying to think. And you know what? Um, we got the rest of this to build out, so I'm gonna think on that and think of how we're gonna actually reset that. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and get the rest of this built out. So you know what that means? It's time for you guys to grab a drink, grab a snack, and completely forget what it is that we usually say here. Yeah, yeah. I'll be right back. welcome back. So after many hours of redstone placing and thinking through all the processes that need to happen in certain orders, we've arrived at what hopefully is the final test. Hopefully this works the first try. So I've got a few armor stands here, and we are going to let a few of these fall and see if they actually activate their corresponding lamps. The only thing I could see go wrong at this stage is the redstone signal that actually is supposed to activate the pistons. Because we got so many observers going on, the signal's going to take a while to actually travel all the way back to this magenta line in order to activate the pistons to activate one of the 23 slots. And if that happens after the redstone signal comes through, then we're not going to power on that piston. Yeah, it's not going to be in the right order. So basically, we need that. We need the piston to be powered on after the block has been pushed. So if we get the power before the block has been pushed, I'm going to have to do some finagling on the timings. Uh, at this stage, I don't know what's going to happen. I got a feeling that the timings are going to be off. Although I did test the red line to see if that works. I also have not set up the reset yet. You can see that we are missing one block there. I want to do a couple of these before we actually do that. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to start with the red because the red should work. Okay, you saw that go there. And this block should push up. Yep. And we should get our redstone signal. Yep, there we go. So that is extended. Beautiful. So we got this spot right here lit up. It is backwards, but that was one of the things I was aware of when I first started making this whole project, is that the screen is going to be backwards of what the actual play field is. That's fine. It just requires a rewire for that. I just want to see if I can get the system working. So if we can get the coordinates to actually line up with our little display screen there, that is the goal. That is really what I'm hoping, even if it is backwards. But yeah, you can see right there the light lit up. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. So now we got to go and test a few more of these. Like I said, I already tested the red line. Red line works just fine. Some of the other ones that are a little bit further up, I don't know if our power signal is going to have enough delay in it that our transfer block. I'm just going to call it transfer block. I really don't know what to call that at the moment. Uh, we just, I don't know if the transfer block is going to be up before the power signal comes through, because if the power signal goes through before the transfer block is up, obviously we're not going to get the result that we want. So hopefully that does work. I'm a little bit. I'm not too sure what's going to happen there. Hopefully we got a little bit enough of a delay. We do need to go ahead and reset all these because we don't want multiple blocks being set up across the entire thing. Okay, and we will try to see if that circuit's going to work too. It is going to work. I just don't know if, again, same thing with the timing. I don't know if the timing is going to work. We'll see when we get there. So next lineup, let's go ahead. Let's do one a little bit further up. Let's do the green, the lime green line, and hopefully this will work. It did work. We got very, very lucky. It looked to me like the timing on that was just slightly behind the block going up. I don't know if the magenta, the cyan, and the purple are actually going to work. We're going to have to test those too. But yeah, that did work. We come down here and we can see, yep, the coordinate shows for that one too. And now we're going to place this. This is going to go ahead and reset those. And hopefully yeah, because I double did that. I'm not surprised. Okay, so hopefully our reset is also going to work. Now, the big test, I want to see if the magenta line works. All right, here we go. All right. And hopefully we don't see the redstone light up there before the block goes up. Okay, that's good. Oh, wow. Okay. Yes, that worked first try. That's amazing. Okay, now let's watch. Okay, no, the reset's not going to work. Duh. Duh. The reset's not going to work. Where can I steal the signal for the reset? Yeah, that's not gonna work. Duh. I I honestly feel stupid on that one. Of course that's not gonna work. I need to steal the signal. My plan was to steal it off of these because once it gets... Oh, right, because we just did that. Uh, because once it gets to these, then... Here, we're just going to do it right here. But the thing is, we need it to come from pretty much all of these. And actually, I do need another one here. Okay, so I need to be able to check for all of these. I need to be able to check for all of these. How am I going to be able to check for all of these? Okay, give me a second. I'm going to have to think on that, and I'll bring you guys back in when I have a solution to that instead of us just having dry air here and live redstonificating all of this. Redstonificating. I've been watching too much Tango Tech as of late. So yeah, let me get on to that and figure out what we're going to do here, and I'll bring you guys right back in. All right, we're back. I think I've got a solution. So what we got is just these observers going up here into this redstone line. And the thing about that is that the redstone signal all the way back here is only going to carry at 15. So we need a way to extend that in case it, lights up this redstone all the way back here. So what I've done here is just pulled the signal out at spot 14 into this repeater, which goes into this line that powers this repeater that turns on this lamp. And these 6 or so up here will either power on this repeater or that one, or maybe both. Either way, it's going to turn on this lamp here, which is going to go into that line, which is going to be our reset so that all of the signal carrying blocks get pushed back into place where they belong. Now, as far as actually resetting all of these, now originally I was thinking I was going to have to get creative with it, but I don't think I need to do anything, come to think of it, because the way the system works, it's registering anything in that spot, and because we're using observers, it's going to send a signal for both a powered on, for powering on and powering off of the rail carts here. That does leave an interesting problem that I just realized. Hmm. Yeah, so we can't do multiple in the same row. We can have multiple, or yeah, we can't have multiple in the same row or in the same column. That is something I didn't think about with this system. But either way, it still works. It still accomplishes the goal, sort of. We'll have to refine this and work on it a little bit more and everything. But anyway, let's go ahead and do a little bit more testing. As you can see, we got those lights on. So this should be for the orange row. Let's go ahead, run over here to see if our reset system actually works this time. Orange. Orange is all the way down. There's that. Uh-oh. We... Okay, something's not right. Why did orange not get activated? What's wrong? What did I mess up? I really need to put some markers back in on these. So the orange one did not activate. Is that because this line has a lot further to go, or did we mess up the redstone somewhere? I think the signal went too soon. Let's turn that on, make sure the signal's getting all the way back here first off. Okay, yeah, the orange is getting back here. So, what happened? I'm not going to be able to beat that to where we don't really care where we're going to put it. That should have activated that again this time. So we got our block there. Yeah, there's the reset. So our signal, this happened too quick, it looked like. That's interesting. All the others work perfect. This one seems to have gone off a little too soon. Yeah. Okay, so we need a little bit extra delay in that one. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. You know the deal by this point. Give me a few minutes and I'll bring you guys back in as I troubleshoot. I got a feeling we're going to have a couple of areas that need a little bit extra delay for the redstone signal. So let me look into that, figure it out, and do a few more tests because we haven't tested all the lines just yet. And I need to make sure we got all of the rows working properly. Yeah, I'll be right back. All right, we're back. So I finally figured it out. We got every single one of these lines working. Orange, for some weird reason, is just being a jerk. I think it's actually because we got too many observers going all the way back to orange, and this starting line wasn't actually long enough. You can see I had to do some finagling here, and then I also extended the signal a little bit here. And once that happened, it finally worked right, and we were able to send the signal back here after the transfer block had been pushed up. I'm not entirely sure why it was being a little bit of a jerk there, but again, I think it had something to do with how many observers this all had to go through in order to activate that particular line for the block placement. But you can see that it does work. Uh, Again, we can only do one signal per row per column. So the max we can do as far as signals right now is 9. That is the most that we can do. And even then, we can't have any repeating in specific areas. Like we can't have two of them in the orange row. The yes, the orange row, and we can't have two of them in the same column. So we can't have a orange and a purple in row in column 12. That's just how the system works for now. There probably is a way to work around that, maybe. However, with the way observers work, we'd have to completely redo all the redstone on this. And at some point, I probably will come back and actually do that. But this project is finished. This actually does work. We got it to do exactly what it was intended, even if there are some complications. That doesn't mean that means it doesn't do exactly what I wanted it to. Again, such as being able to only have one designated signal coming from any row or column. So yeah, it does exactly what I intended it for. And cleanup is actually easy on this because if we just come in here and we delete the armor stand, that was the one for the blue row, you will watch that this light will eventually turn off. Hopefully. Hopefully it'll turn off. Yeah, there you go. That turned off right there. So yeah, if you were using the system to play some kind of battleship and they called that spot, you'd be able to eliminate that ship, and it would actually show that it does eliminate. Now, one of the other problems that I have with this is just the relative speed, because you will see that this is very, very, very slow depending on where the particular item or person or whatever is activating the redstone. Yeah, there it goes. There's the red one, and then we didn't really count the amount of seconds that passed, but let's go and get rid of this magenta one way over here. Or actually, it's right here because this is all backwards. And just watch how long this one takes. And that's just because of the limitations with Redstone and how far we are going, and my own limitations, because this is the first major Redstone thing that I've ever created. And it's it's a coordinate screen. Like, yeah, yeah. How many redstone noobs are going to take on making a coordinate screen? And that's exactly what we've done here, and it does. I'm really, really surprised at how well this actually works. I don't even know which one that was. What did we get? We got the purple one. So purple is right there, and we can watch. And eventually this will turn off. This is so cool. I don't know what the practical application of this would be. And I don't know how you would actually improve this. It would take somebody a lot more redstone savvy than I am to really make this a system that is impressive. This was just something, it was kind of like a side thought. I was just like, ooh, if I do this, this, and this, and combine it with this, and, using all the redstone knowledge that I can muster, I figured I could make a display screen for this coordinate based battleship idea that we were dreaming up on Reddit. And again, this goes back to the whole anvil machine that DocM77 created on the Hermitcraft server, and I believe it's actually something that the Hive Mind created. And this was just kind of a side thought of mine, as we were working on the idea of making a battleship type game in Minecraft. And I gotta say, this is so cool that this actually works. Let's see. I don't remember which one I just destroyed. Which one did we get? Or did it already go off? Oh, nope, there it goes. There's that one. Let's destroy the orange one and see. Hopefully this one works too. It's going to be that one right there. And any second now. Any second. Any second. Yep, there it goes. This is I don't even really know what to say. I can't believe this whole thing actually works. Like this is great. I'm a little bit sad that we have to wait so long in order to reset this. I do need to put some kind of signal light in that lets you know, hey, you can put another item in or remove one of these, because if you did this too fast, it would mess up the whole system, and you'd have to go in and manually reset all of the redstone blocks. Resetting the the transfer blocks wouldn't be that hard, but as far as everything else, like you would actually have to go in and reset these redstone blocks if you really jack this up. But yeah, I, I don't know what to do with this thing. Yeah, so I hope you guys really like this redstone insanity that we made. It is extremely complicated, and we did skip over a lot of this section. Um, there were a couple of other videos that I was working on, maybe even live stream videos, where we were throwing that portion together. That is not mine. So I'm not going to claim that. I don't remember whose video it was I was watching when I was able to put that all together. But the entire screen portion, this entire section here, this is not mine. Everything that is mine is from the color wool all the way to the platform. But this whole screen section is not mine. Now, I did have to modify it in order to make it big enough for my needs. Again, I think the original one was something like, I think it was something like a 7 by 13 screen. And I just took it, looked at it, saw what they did, and was able to Frankenstein that into what I needed, which was 7 by, I think we counted 22, maybe 23 sections. Yeah. So the screen, the redstone that is involved in making that work is not mine. Nope. No, I did not come up with that system. As far as this, yeah, all of this, yeah, that's me. All of this was just a thought on, can I do this? No, 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 really. Can I do this? Am I redstone savvy enough to make this work without help? And the answer is yes. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you really, really think that this is an incredible achievement for somebody that isn't a well known redstoner. This is, very, very basic at the end of the day, but I'm kind of proud of myself. This was a little bit of insanity trying to figure out how to get this to work. So, yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, please leave a like. And if you like what I've been doing with my channel here on YouTube and all the Minecraft stuff and all the other videos we've been doing, think about subscribing and leave a comment if you think you could use this for something or got any ideas on how I can improve this so that we can have uh, multiple lights going on at once per row per column, because right now it's very bare bones basic. It's not lined up enough. There's a lot of little improvements I could do, and in fact, making it to where some of the observers are gone and we got other systems in place to make the redstone a little bit quicker. I've already thought up ideas on that, but yeah, leave a comment down there. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys next time. Bye for now.